Well, I'm glad there's somebody still interested in this stuff because I thought we're done.
You ready?
I'm 100 years old and I gotta pee. So I was Mr. Special Applications wherever I went at Alice Chalmers, and then Delco Electronics got the inertial guidance contract for the Titan ICBM. So I quit them and went over there, and that's how I got into Delco Electronics, because they were making an inertial guidance system for Titan. And to this day, them suckers are sitting and waiting for the call. That's how I got into the space program, because they needed inertial guidance, and you had to have an IMU, which is inertial measurement unit, that measured acceleration in 3 axes. Delco and Draper Lab were thick as thieves. Doc Draper, who invented Draper Lab at MIT, came to General Motors because they didn't want any more science types. They just wanted you to build them all the same. So then that's when we went on to Apollo. Because we were in an inertial guidance business. We worked with Doc Draper at MIT, and MIT won the contract for Apollo, Mercury and all that kind of stuff. And then NASA thought it was a good idea. They thought, yeah, we'll get reliable equipment that's all the same. Because you can't get stuff that's all the same out of Draper Lab.
This is really cool for down here.
And we would do that by shipping all us senior project people out to Draper Lab.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
Fine.
I'm Mary Lawrence.
I am Mary. I'm Harlan.
Very good to meet you. I understand you used to work here.
Do you ever have any made significant changes to the flight plan?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, so you
I can tell you about that.
Yes.
I
Yes,
used to do.
yes, it's a constant.
That's my
In
job.
fact, we were kind of parallel planning a few different things. If this mission hadn't gone off on time, we were going to do EDAs
Yep.
during this month, which I'm
Scary
actually
hell.
lead for
Yeah.
right now.
My boss called me. He said, Neuville, I want you to go to Boston. This was Thursday. I said, well, it's Thursday. When do I come back? He says, never. He says, you're going to stay there till you fix this problem. You go to MIT Draper Lab every day. They have a desk for you, and you do whatever they ask you to do. And they called me Mr. Neuville. How do you like that? You don't nobody at GM knows my last name, you know. And so I got there, and they said, yeah, how about a space sextant? Hey, no problem. I never heard of such a thing. But I was a mechanism engineer. I was used to building things that drove servo motors. So we built this space sextant and space telescope with mirrors that were driven by a servo mechanism system with feedback from the computer or the pilot, either one. So it was a real gorgeous piece of machinery as far as I was concerned. The only space sextant that ever really worked. And it had the right label on it, Delco Electronics. My, I'm impressed. And then MIT, that's it. Draper Lab, that's it. And off we went. So we built a space sextant, a 28 power sextant and a 1 power telescope tied together.
Sure.
So the telescope could find the sky, and you'd see Polaris or Rigel or something like that, and you could focus on that and push a mark button, and it would record all the rotational angles that got you that sighting. After you took a star sighting, you would swing down on Earth. This is X-15 data now, that altitude, and mark on the Eiffel Tower. So the angle between the Eiffel Tower and Polaris, and an ephemeris time would tell you where the hell you were in orbit. But we could get up there, and the X-15 pilot would say, I can't see the Eiffel Tower because of cloud cover.
Sure.
We found a visible blue ring around the Earth,
Start doing the
above the
land
cloud, above the
measurements.
atmosphere. And that made a perfect star blue line.
Yep.
Star blue line. So we built a guidance system that would navigate them using a space sextant and an inertial measurement unit, 3 gyros, 3 accelerometers, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And we built it and manufactured it, which NASA thought was nice. It's already been built. You mass produce them, and they work. You know, that was great stuff in those days. They agreed to ship 4 or 5 of us allegedly lead engineers from Milwaukee, whoa ho ho,
Yeah.
to Boston.
High
Now
fol-
you tell your wife.
Highfalutin Cambridge.
You
there,
tell
yeah,
your wife,
exactly.
yeah, you're moving from Milwaukee, and she's a farm girl from Neenah or whatever, and we're going to Boston and at company expense, and so off I went. So you're still using Orion?
Still use Orion.
The belt?
Let me
The
zoom
belt's
in.
handy.
Zoom
Beetlejuice? Do you use Beetlejuice?
Yeah. Like I
No, okay, I Tier Wells.
I'll zoom in here and then find some of your old favorites. Probably there's Regulus, Aldebaran,
Yep,
Capella.
I was surprised at how many, like Lovell and McDivitt, all the average, I hate to say this, but the average astronaut was not interested in stars and navigation and all that crap. Just give me a hot ship and a hot stick.
Yeah.
And I'll get her done.
Right.
Well,
Never
I was
mentioned.
mostly impressed with Lovell.
Mhm.
He was a farm boy from the Midwest, and he was the most unlikely stellar physicist type guy. Right, give me a hot ship, hot stick, and everything. But he played with our sextant in mission time more than most of them. You go to MIT Draper Lab every day, and that's where I met Bowditch, whose great-grandfather was the father of navigation. And Phil, he was working on the sextant. He designed the sextant, the space sextant and space telescopes. Gorgeous design, compact. And I designed the servo mechanisms that drove the little motors, that drove the little gears. Me and Phil Bowditch got along really well because I sensed his place in history as the great-great-grandson of the guy that invented navigation tables.
You had the big picture.
Right.
You weren't just making a sextant.
Right.
You were standing on the shoulders
I was
of
working
giants.
for his great-great-grandfather, and he didn't know what the hell the answer was. His space sextant was oscillating. So who would fix this? General Motors. They fix everything.
He had in a sentence to give advice
Yeah.
to 25-year-old Harlan. What would you tell him?
Follow your instincts, man, and keep moving. Keep meeting different people. You know, I've run into more characters in my life than I'm entitled to.
What about your kids? You got any?
Well, they're doing fine. They're doing fine from observing by example what the hell's going on. I do not have to have a lecture or a pep talk. They just watch. They don't miss a thing. None of them do. And so they're all doing their own thing, and it's fine with me. We're doing things the way we do them. Kind of funny sometimes. So we're cool. That's what we are. Cool.